Mega Excadrill was almost one of the most broken Mega Evolutions. There's a couple reasons for this. It has very good stats, being not only very fast, but also hitting hard and being respectably bulky. It also has very good typing, especially offensively, which isn't the most common statement to make about a Steel-type Pokemon. The real crux of whether or not Mega Excadrill was going to be considered good was its ability though. This is a new ability called Piercing Drill, which hits through Protect. Protect is the backbone of competitive Pokemon, just period. And we've seen in the past that the ability to ignore Protect can have a pretty big impact. Here's the thing though. In the past, when a Pokemon's ability ignored Protect, it would just fully ignore Protect. It would act as if Protect wasn't there at all. In my opinion, this was not good for the game, and I think that Game Freak agreed. Because in Pokemon Champions, the abilities that ignore Protect now only do a quarter of the damage that they would otherwise. This is still good, but it takes Mega Excadrill from a Pokemon that you would need to have maybe multiple answers on your team for, to a Pokemon that's not generally perceived to be especially strong. To be clear, I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's also not explicitly so broken anymore. So it just hasn't received a lot of attention. However, the other things that make Mega Excadrill strong, like its stats and its typing, are still they're still there, they're still good. And also nobody really knows how good Piercing Drill is because we haven't ever had an ability that only did a quarter of the damage through Protect. Obviously, compared to doing full damage through Protect, yeah, it's not very good, but compared to doing 0%, 25% seems a lot more appealing. So I wanted to figure out how good Mega Excadrill was actually. The first question is how to use Mega Excadrill itself. And my instinct here is just to keep it simple. Max speed, max attack, and 3 attacks, including Iron Head and high horsepower, which can hit through Protect, and Rock Slide, which will not hit through Protect because only contact moves hit through Protect with Piercing Drill. But Rock Slide still feels important because Charizard is the most used Mega Evolution right now, and otherwise we really can't touch it. One nice thing about Mega Excadrill is that base Excadrill has some useful abilities that you can take advantage of. The most common one is Sand Rush, which doubles your speed in the Sandstorm. But since we're going to be Mega Evolving, I don't really want to run it around this team because then you don't get to take advantage of Sand Rush in the first place. So instead we'll be using Mold Breaker. This allows Excadrill to ignore opponents' abilities, including Levitate on Pokemon like Rotom. Alright, now the question is, who are we going to pair with our Excadrill? There's a Pokemon I've been meaning to test out that I think is pretty underrated. It's Sarina. Sarina's a Grass-type Pokemon with okay stats. They're not terrible, but they're not anything to write home about, which is fine because the reason you use it is its ability, Queenly Majesty. This is effectively the same ability as Farigiraf's Armor Tail and Bruxish's Dazzling. Queenly Majesty says that as long as the user is on the field, all priority moves used by your opponent are blocked. In other words, if your opponent tries to use Fake Out, if Sarina's on the field, or if you switch Sarina in, Fake Out will fail to do anything. Sarina is also interesting because it gets the Ice-type move Triple Axle. This move hits 3 times at best because each hit is only 90% accurate and each of them can miss, but each hit doubles the power of the previous one, so it becomes really strong. Excadrill actually has some trouble with Ground-type Pokemon like Garchomp, as well as Water-type Pokemon across the board, and so Sarina's ability to have both Grass-type and Ice-type moves feels like a good partner here. Now, we really do need Tailwind. Excadrill's pretty fast, but Sarina not so much so we'd like some speed control on this team. Let's add Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is one of the premier Tailwind users in this format, Tailwind being a move that doubles your team's speed stats for the next 4 turns, which is pretty good. And actually, there's some hidden synergy with Aerodactyl and Sarina. Aerodactyl gets the ability Unnerve, which prevents your opponent from eating berries. Sarina gets the move Low Kick. Now, Kingambit is one of the most popular Pokemon in this format, but if you pair Aerodactyl with Unnerve with Sarina with Low Kick, you can KO Kingambit even if it's holding the Fighting Resist berry. Aerodactyl also threatens to KO Sneasler in one hit, with Sneasler being one of the biggest threats to Sarina. Aerodactyl also threatens Charizard, who is good into both Excadrill and Sarina, so it seems like a good pairing here. We don't want to rely entirely on Aerodactyl, so we probably want a Pokemon to hold the Choice Scarf. Let's try out Hisuian Typhlosion. This Fire and Ghost type Pokemon is a very good user of the Choice Scarf because it has the move Eruption. This is the strongest Fire type move that sees play in competitive Pokemon. It has a huge base power and hits both of your opponent's Pokemon, but the catch is that it gets weaker the lower the user's health gets. Typhlosion and Sarina have excellent synergy together, not only because Fire and Grass type Pokemon are generally a good pairing, but also because Typhlosion as a Choice Scarf user cannot protect itself, meaning it's susceptible to priority moves like Sucker Punch and Aqua Jet, which would weaken the power of Eruption. With Sarina on the team, we can block those priority moves, making it impossible for any slower Pokemon to hit Typhlosion before it fires off a full power Eruption. Okay, we have a Fire type, we have a Grass type. I think we want a Water type. And the Water type I want to use here is Mega Blastoise. This Pokemon is really interesting for a number of reasons, and I'm curious to give it a shot. Since this is a Mega Excadrill showcase video, I don't anticipate using Blastoise all that often, but I wanted to add it anyway because I figure some of you will try this team for yourselves, and I wanted to make the team as good as possible. Mega Blastoise has a couple different ways it can be run. Oftentimes people will use Fake Out to help set up Tailwind, or they will use Shell Smash to make Blastoise bulkier, but I think I want Blastoise to be as consistent as possible, so I'm going to go with Protect and 3 attacks. The moves Dark Pulse and Aura Sphere are both boosted by Mega Blastoise's ability Mega Launcher, giving them a whopping 50% power boost, which is a pretty big deal. And Water Spout is the water type equivalent of Eruption, and is really strong if you can get Mega Blastoise inside Tailwind and protected by Sarina. With one Pokemon left, I'm going to add Sneasler. Sneasler's a good Pokemon generally, and I'm a bit worried about Archaludon with this team, as well as Mega Floette. I want another Pokemon that can hit it for super effective damage. But I also like that Sneasler has good synergy with both Excadrill and Sarina. Sneasler can use Coaching, which is a move that hits your partner Pokemon and raises their attack and defense by 1 stage. Mega Excadrill is already very physically bulky, and so boosting its defense by a stage is a pretty big deal. And boosting its attack is even more impactful because your opponent can't fully protect themselves in front of its powerful attacks. The default Sneasler set right now uses the item White Herb. This item activates once per battle and will clear any stat drops on Sneasler, whether you inflicted them on yourself with the move Close Combat or whether your opponent tried to drop your stats. And this item has good synergy with Sneasler's ability Unburden. Unburden doubles Sneasler's speed stat when its item is consumed. It's relatively easy to activate White Herb in a given battle, given that, again, Close Combat will activate it for yourself, and also keeping in mind that any of your opponent's abilities like Intimidate or moves like Icy Wind or Electroweb will also activate it for you. This is the team that I've built. Now the question is it actually good? I hope so. Let's find out. Before we jump into the battles, do me a favor and make sure to see if you are subscribed. A comment I get pretty often is people being like, oh yeah, like I like the videos a lot, like I watch them regularly. I didn't even realize that I wasn't subscribed. So I try to remind people when I can. Subscribing helps the channel out a lot, helps support all of the people who work on it, and also tells YouTube that you want to get more videos like this one. So if you're enjoying it, please subscribe. Okay, with all that being said, one question still remains. And that question is, does Mega Excadrill actually work? Alrighty, Mega Excadrill. Mega Excadrill is a really interesting Pokemon. I am really curious to try it out. In practice, the ability to hit through Protect definitely felt nice at times, though you definitely also notice that it isn't, like the last time I was hitting through Protect, it was Urshifu. So it definitely feels weaker than that. But yeah, I think with that being said, I'm excited to test it out. I'm excited to try Sarina. That's another Pokemon I'm really curious to see how it feels. I don't really know what to expect here. Let's see what we're up against here. Okay, this looks like some kind of, it's a Charizard Y team for sure. It has like potentially Mega Glamora, who's I don't think super good into my Excadrill stuff. So I'm tempted to do something like Aerodactyl plus Sarina in the lead, I think, with Excadrill in the back with one more Pokemon. It's either Typhlosion or Sneasler here. I think I need to bring Sneasler because I'm actually a bit weak to Garchomp with these 6 if I don't bring my Blastoise. Sneasler just looks pretty solid here in general. I have the option of going for Coaching in the late game as well. So let's give this a shot. I expect them to lead Whimsicott plus something. I can pretty easily go for a triple Axle right away if I want, which is always nice. If they lead like Garchomp, for example, if they lead with Kangaskhan, it's a bit scarier. I expect Glamora plus Whimsicott on the first turn. Yeah, so I think they're gonna go Tailwind plus Power Gem into Aerodactyl here. I could hard read it, or I could not. This is gonna be Mega Glamora. I would love to get Excadrill in now, is the truth. Actually, let's do this. It's the safest option. I do think they're gonna go for Tailwind plus Mega Evolve and Power Gem into Aerodactyl, but I still think this is pretty good for me, all things considered. I'd say Mega Evolve, it's actually pretty nice. Oh, they don't Mega Evolve. That's interesting. Okay, that's not what I expected. So maybe the Glamora has the Focus Sash. Here's Tailwind. Here's Power Gem. Yeah, it's what I expected, but it's still worth going for, I think. And I'm gonna go for Tailwind of my own. So they might have Charizard in the back, which is pretty spooky. I would like to go for the Mega Evolve and Piercing Drill here. I think I'm gonna go Dual Wing Beat here, even though the Encore is so obvious. And Mega Evolve and High Horsepower. Like, I think they might Encore me for sure. They stay in. That's interesting. They can't both have the Focus Sash. I'm almost starting to think that the Focus Sash user is the Whimsicott. Or sorry, the Glamora, even though initially I thought this was Mega Glamora. Did they go for Encore? They do, so I wasted the turn like an idiot, which sucks. But I did have a reason for wasting the turn like an idiot. Okay, here's Tailwind, it fails. Let's see what they go for with Glamora. I guess I'm kind of worried about Earth Power, actually. Here's High Horsepower, I get the attack off. They are Sash. Okay, so this is going not great, I would say. Yeah, I would say this really isn't going super well. I need to get rid of this Whimsicott, I think. Debris, and let's see, this is probably Earth Power. Okay, yeah. Oh, is that a crit? Why did it do so much? Oh, that's not good. Okay, I think I'm losing now. I go Switch plus Iron Head here, and I hope to get the KO, I think. Because I can't allow them to get a second Trick Room up. I think I can win this game still with Sarina plus Arrow, but only if I get another Tailwind up, which is looking a bit difficult now. I totally could have switched. Earth Power did a ton of damage, my god. Okay, let's see if this Mega Excadrill outspeeds the Whimsicott. It seems possible if they don't have the Focus Sash, because they would want to invest in bulk in theory. If they have an attack here, though, I think that it's just cooked, to be honest. I think if they just attack me here, I'm kind of just doomed. Let's see here. Okay, arrow switches. Sneasler comes out. I absorb the toxic spikes. Okay, they are slower than me. That's really good. They didn't protect again, but I guess they knew that they could attack with both. Here's the reason this matters a lot. It's because now I can get another Tailwind up, and that feels pretty nice. They might go for Sludge Bomb, yeah, or something here. And actually, now I can KO the Glamora if I want, because I can go for Iron Head into the Glamora, and it will go down. It will go down. Here's Garchomp. Okay. So the question in my mind is, does this Garchomp have Choice Scarf? Big question. Okay. I should always fake out the Garchomp here because I don't know if it's Choice Scarf or not. And the question is, should I go for Iron Head to get the KO regardless, or should I Rock Slide here? I'm gonna Rock Slide here. I'm gonna try and get the Charizard switching in. Let's see here. Okay, I could have KO'd it. I might have been better to KO it. I think I can still win this. Maybe I'm being delusional. Oh, we can scout if it's Scarf or not. It's not Scarf. It's not Scarf. It's not Scarf. It's not Scarf. Okay, cool. So, is that good for me or bad for me? Probably good, right? Surely that's good. I get a quarter of Garchomp's health just out of the way. What I'm worried about is what? Vasculesion in the back, right? So I think actually what I want to do here is I want to not KO a Pokemon here. I want to go for close combat into Garchomp and protect into Excadrill because I don't want to let them get Vasculesion in for free. That's how I lose right now is if they have Vasculesion in the back. So I'm gonna get some good damage down here. Here's close combat. We know they're not Scarf because they flinched after my Excadrill attacked. It's good damage. Hopefully it's not Citrus. Rough Skin. White Herb. Citrus? So much suspense. Scale. Oh, that would have been bad. Oh, but they missed. Okay. Oh, okay. That was a really big miss for me. Okay. Now what? If it's Scarf Vasculesion. Oh, wait, I have Unburden active. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, wait. I have Unburden on Sneasler active now. Okay, that was a big miss. Let's just go for Iron Head. It never misses. And like, yeah, I'll allow Serena to get poisoned, but I think that's okay because they protect Garchomp. I could have split the targets here, but and hit them through protect. Here's close combat. It does nothing. Okay. And here's Iron Head. I get the KO on Glim, which is all right. I still have Serena in the back. So how do I win this? What are we worried about? Kangaskhan? Charizard? Kangaskhan. Okay, cool. So now what I can do is I can close combat into the Garchomp, and I'm just going to switch in Serena to block Fake Out. And if this goes well, then I will be able to block Fake Out, and I'll be able to KO Garchomp with close combat, and then I'll be able to clean up. So I actually think the Scale Shot miss was less important, given that, I mean, it would have been kind of bad, right? If Sneasler had gone down, it might have mattered actually, in the end. But I mean, that's okay. That's the way it works, right? Turn switches in, is gonna get poisoned here. Let's see what the Kangaskhan goes for. Garchomp protects, it fails. Do they go for Fake Out? They Sucker Punch. Oh, okay, but it doesn't work. So Queenly Majesty blocks it. I mean, I'm a little confused as to why they didn't Mega Evolve, but I'm not complaining. Garchomp goes down, Queenly Majesty predicts Sneasler, and even though Serena is poisoned and Rough Skin activates here, we're up 4 against 1. I don't think we're gonna lose this, and they forfeit. Great. Okay, so yeah, even though the start was pretty bad, like they definitely got me off guard with Focus Sash there on the Glamora, and they don't run Whimsicott, we were still able to win. I think just having a Pokemon like Excadrill that outsped every single Pokemon on their team, right? They led Whimsicott and Glamora. They didn't have max speed Whimsicott because they were bulky. So yeah, they were outsped by Excadrill, and then they Garchomp Kangaskhan in the back, neither of which were Scarf. So yeah, Mega Excadrill output a lot of damage there. It was honestly a good showcase, right? Even though I would say that game did not go super well. I got caught off guard a couple times. Okay, this is a Mega Floette team. I would actually say that overall, I think this is a somewhat decent matchup. They have Talonflame, but I have Serena. Okay, I have a choice here. I always lead Aerodactyl, and then I have to choose either Serena in the lead or Excadrill in the lead. Because they have Talonflame, there is I'm a little bit worried. I think I do 1, 2, 3, Last Mon. If I bring Typhlosion, I might have trouble versus Garchomp, right? So I think I had to bring Sneasler. I guess this is just my default mode. I need to be pretty careful about Vasculesion, actually. That's one Pokemon that can really cause me problems with these 4. I also have to watch out for Floette, who can do about 1 more billion damage. I wonder if they lead with Floette plus Talonflame, if I'm supposed to just switch an Excadrill turn 1. Like Tailwind and switch Excadrill in, you know what I mean? Save Serena, because it could be valuable later, right? Floette and Vasculesion are the lead. So, I mean, I think that's good for me, right? It's probably Scarf on the Vasculesion, and I'm probably about to eat a flip turn here. But I think going for Tailwind here, and Tailwind plus Protect honestly seems okay. I'll obviously lose my Sash and Aerodactyl, and they might go for Gleam, in which case I'd lose Aerodactyl altogether, but then I would get Excadrill in inside Tailwind next to Serena. I think that seems pretty good. I think this is Scarf, it's gonna go for Flip Turn and maybe bring in, I don't know, Garchomp? Okay, they actually switch out right away, so I could have Trop Kicked, but it wouldn't really have done much. And they go into the Sneasler. Okay, so the thing about the Sneasler here is that they do Mega Evolve. The thing is, I have Dual Wing Beat active, and they can't use Fake Up because I have Queenly Majesty. So, yeah, I would like to keep my Serena alive, ideally, but I think this is actually pretty decent. I wonder how much damage I do with Serena's Trop Kick, by the way. What's my damage calculator? I lost it. Here's Tailwind, so I get the Speed Control. They Gleam. Okay, I wish I'd gone for Trop Kick, to be honest. Although, okay, if I Trop Kicked the Basculegion, then I would have activated White Herb, and that would have put me in a really awkward spot. I lose half my health here, which is definitely bad. How much do you think I do to Floette? Assuming it's offensive. I can do a lot. Does Rock Slide do 30? Eh, not really. Okay, I'm gonna make a prediction here. I'm gonna double the Floette with Dual Wing Beat plus Trop Kick here. I think it's kind of obvious that I want to attack the Sneasler, so I'm gonna double the Floette instead. And if I hit Dual Wing Beat, then I might get the KO here if they're frail. I hit Dual Wing Beat, okay. Doing like, I think I'm gonna get the KO. That's a lot of damage. 37%. Oh, they're bulky. Hold on a second. I might have made a mistake. Okay, Trop Kick comes out. Does this KO Serena? Just barely not. Oh, that's not good. That cannot be good. Uh-oh. Gleam comes out. Okay, so I lose my speed control, which is really bad. Okay, that's pretty terrible. Okay, but I have damage on the Float, which is good. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? I think I'm supposed to just go for like Mega Evolve and High Horsepower, right? This Float I can deal with later. The Basculegion is looking a little tricky though. How am I ever gonna beat Basculegion? Like, the thing is, I could also read like Talonflame switching in, but I don't know if they have Talonflame. Okay, like surely they're not gonna let me kill them, right? Should I just get Float on this turn instead? This is a really risky play. This only works if they switch Sneasler out, basically. Let's see if they switch. Okay, show me Basculegion. Garchomp. Okay, I could have gone for like Triple Axle, but I thought this was better. Basically, this way I actually get a KO in this turn, and I force them back into something awkward. And I drop the attack of Garchomp as well. The problem is that like in the late game, I think I didn't really bring anything for Basculegion in hindsight. So I make the correct play here. Flood tries to save itself, but Iron Hand still comes out, knocking it out through the Protect, which is very nice. Here's Piercing Drill. And I will get Trop Kick also into Garchomp, lowering its attack, which could make a big difference later in this game. But the problem is that, yeah, like now what happens, right? You have health to Garchomp. That's a lot of damage. And they're -1, and I take Rough Skin, right? Like the problem is the late game Basculegion, because I just didn't really bring an answer to it because I didn't bring I needed Typhlosion, I guess, instead of Sneasler. If I had Typhlosion, I could do it, but yeah. Sneasler comes out here. The question ultimately is like, what am I supposed to do? I can High Horsepower here and try and take the KO on Garchomp. That's one option. I guess the Garchomp could be Scarf, right? I don't know for a fact that Basculegion is Scarf. All I know is that, and actually, if it's Scarf, it would have made some sense to switch out. I think I'm gonna play optimistically, or should I just play straightforward? Should I just attack with Trop Kick? Like, surely if you have Protect and Garchomp, you go for it here, right? I think I need Sneasler in here. I think I need to be optimistic. Okay. Serena switches. This is probably not correct. Let's see if Garchomp protects. Sneasler protects. Let's see. We want to see Garchomp protect here. That's the big one. Okay, Garchomp protects. So I do another big chunk of damage through Protect here with High Horsepower. I don't think there's enough damage, though, is the truth. Piercing Drill. Okay. Close combat will probably get Garchomp here. The problem is then what, right? Like I can close combat and protect, and then what? Okay, I have one idea that could work, but it's a little bit stupid. Okay, I'm gonna protect and close combat here. Here's my thinking, basically. My thought process is that if I do this, I can go for coaching on the next turn. Assuming this KOs, which I'm not actually sure it will. It should though, right? Yeah, based on how much the Serena Trop Kick did. Here's my thought process. I can knock out the Garchomp with this turn, activate White Herb, doubling my speed stat. So now I will outspeed the Basculegion. And then next turn, they're gonna be like, okay, I can just like close combat the Excadrill and it will die, right? But I'm gonna coach on this turn. Okay, but the other option is, what if I attack their Sneasler, right? Because if I close combat their Sneasler and get the KO, and it's probably a roll, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna coaching in High Horsepower. Let's see here. I didn't run the calc here, so I don't know. I might just die. Oh, I guess it gains like 1 billion defense points. Okay, Protect from Sneasler. They expected the close combat. Okay, hold on a second. We're gonna get the coaching up on Excadrill. It's going to get a 50% increase to its defense stat. That should be enough to live the last respects. I don't know if it's enough to survive a, what's it called? Wait, oh, Wave Crash. And I'm dead. And now I'm dead. And now I'm dead. Oh no, I coachinged for nothing. Okay. Well, I am still the fastest thing on the field. Is it winnable? Like maybe, right? Okay, hang on. This is Scarf Basculegion, surely. I think it's winnable in the world where I have no bulk on my Serena. I don't think it's... Okay. I'm gonna protect Serena, and we need close combat to knock out their Sneasler. I feel like there's a chance, but not a very good chance. Nah, no way. I'm on offensive enough. I need to KO. I need to KO. Serena goes for protect. My close combat, please KO. I don't think it's gonna get it. Yeah, it's because I'm bulky now. So that's not good. Okay, they wave crash. They are Scarf. That's confirmed now. I'm -1. They go for close combat. So now we're both fast. Okay, is it still possible? You're gonna get White Herb active here. Oh wait, they didn't activate White Herb. Did I already activate it and forget about it? Oh, maybe there's some other item. Okay, like let's say I go protect on this turn and I go for Dire Claw. What's the best case scenario? Protect and Dire Claw? I get the double. Who thinks it? They didn't protect their Sneasler. I'm gonna get Sneasler on this turn. Okay, here's the situation, folks. I KO their Sneasler. Let's say I'm coaching my Serena. It's still not enough. Okay, it's still not enough, but okay, I can't coaching. Okay, if I coaching Sneasler, if they're max attack and Jolly Nature, but the min roll is not 42, so I'm dead. So I think what I do here is I Trop Kick and I say, okay, Dire Claw could paralyze on this turn and it could sleep, and both those options are a winning game state for me. So I have a 20% chance to win on this turn. Dire Claw comes out, the most baloney move in the game. 45% on Basculegion. Does it affect the status condition? It does not. Wave Crash is going to knock out my Serena. Ah, dang. Okay. Yeah, I think that I needed something more for Basculegion. I needed to bring Typhlosion. I'm so close. I'm so close, but I'm also so close only because I got a double protect. So let's Dire Claw here. I still have a 10% chance to win. Maybe also a crit would get it. I'm not entirely sure. I think I need to sleep here. Yeah, I think I need sleep. Okay, Dire Claw comes out, 38%. It's no crit. A crit wouldn't even have done it. 15% left. Sleep? Nothing. Ah, it's okay. That was a good game. Yeah, they played well. Yeah. Honestly, it wasn't even really Mega Excadrill's fault. I think I just built this team in a way that, like, if I don't bring Blastoise or Typhlosion, I'm always gonna have trouble with Basculegion. So I think it was probably a team building issue, to be honest, rather than an Excadrill issue. And actually, Excadrill was pretty good here, right? It chunked the Sneasler and it KO'd Floette through Protect. Like, I actually think it was pretty. I think Excadrill was pretty good. So let's do one more. Okay, so this is a Trick Room team, but it looks like a Trick Room hybrid team, which is interesting. Serena is very, very good into Trick Room, but they also have this Aerodactyl mode, which makes me a bit nervous. I think my thought process is that maybe I want to lead with both Serena and Aerodactyl, because if they try to lean into the Trick Room aspect of this team, then they actually don't have that many super strong sweepers, and so I can go for like Rock Slide and Trop Kick turn 1, and I'll do Excadrill and Sneasler in the back. If I can get speed control, my Excadrill goes like completely insane here. It looks really, really, really strong. I think I should learn my lesson about Basculegion in the late game. Let me bring Excadrill here. Or Typhlosion. This is really risky because if they get Trick Room up, my defensive options are just pretty limited, especially against like Torkoal, for example. So I'll just do my best to deny Trick Room in the first place. And if they do try and set it up, just to make sure they can't like fully run away with the game with it. Aero plus Sylveon. Okay. So they could just like Rock Slide and Hyper Voice me, right? The thing is, let's see if they have a Nerve. They do have a Nerve. Okay. I'm pretty sure they're Mega Arrow here, and I really don't want to lose my Serena on turn 1, so I'm gonna protect and Tailwind here. Here's the thing: if they're I'm gonna Triple Axle. I think they're going to dual Wing Beat me here, but my thought process is basically they could also Rock Slide. Actually, if they're not Mega Arrow, this is super good. But I think they probably are. I'm thinking that even if I lose a Mon here, I get to go into my Excadrill and start actually like outputting tons of damage, right? Even through Protect. It is Mega Arrow, so I was right about this. The question is, are they going for Tailwind or are they just gonna attack? Let's see how much I take from this. It is Rock Slide. They hit both. I think my Serena will survive. I just need to not get flinched here. I especially need to not get flinched in Arrow. Getting crit doesn't really matter here. I think I'm dead regardless to the next attack. But I need Aerodactyl to not flinch. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see if Serena hits. If Serena hits here, I think it's a pretty decent turn 1. Okay, that's all right. There's Hyper Voice. Oh, it's Moonblast, actually. Ooh, I'm not living that. Okay, that's not good. That's pretty bad, all things considered. So I got Tailwind up, but I didn't get my attack off. And so now my position is pretty wonky, right? Kangaskhan looks pretty good versus me now. Yeah, I have Mega Excadrill and I can do some damage through Protect, which is always good. I go for Iron Head into the Aerodactyl here, who I think is going to Protect. I'm going to bring in my Typhlosion because I think they could go for Quick Attack with Sylveon here. Quick Attack plus Protect, for example. I don't know how much Iron Head's gonna do through Protect here, but I think it's worth going for nonetheless. They also could switch out. The thing is, if they switch into Torkoal, their position gets really bad, I think, because they give me Sun, which they really don't want to do. The most important thing for me to do here is clear the Arrow. Also, it's worth noting that it's possible that their Aerodactyl actually outspeeds me, even with Choice Scarf. Fairy Feather, okay, they don't switch. If we get Iron Head and get the KO on Aerodactyl here, I think that'd be pretty good for us, but it's obviously easier said than done. They detect Sylveon. Okay, so we get a full power Iron Head off. This should definitely KO with the Mega Evolution. Aerodactyl's really tanky, but like, it's not tanky enough to take this. Iron Head comes out, Aerodactyl goes down. That's really good for us. We've seen Moonblast, we've seen Protect, we assume Hyper Voice. Last move is either going to be Quick Attack or it's going to be Hyper Beam. Just Basky Legend, okay. So I'm inclined to just go for, I mean, honestly, I'm inclined to go for Iron Head into Sylveon here and Shadow Ball into Basculegion. It's not guaranteed to KO. I could double the Basculegion as well with Shadow Ball and Iron Head. I mean, I'm not under threat from the Sylveon on this turn, right? So I think I actually am supposed to double this thing with Shadow Ball, Iron Head. Okay, Shadow Ball comes out. If this KOs, we're gonna win the game. Shadow Ball comes out. Doesn't pick up the KO though. No Citrus? Okay, Iron Head comes out. This is fine. It's obviously not like ideal, but Basculegion goes down. That was one of the bigger threats to the team. Let's see what Sylveon goes for here. We still have Aerodactyl in the back. We're locked into Shadow Ball though. Go for Hyper Voice. They're going to deal damage to both my Pokemon, but it is a double resist here. Okay. Now what? Torkoal comes in, I guess? They forfeit. Okay, cool. Cool. I guess the last Pokemon was probably Torkoal. Or it could have also been Fergraph and they just realized they couldn't get through my Excadrill at this point. So yeah, I think Mega Excadrill is a really interesting Pokemon, for sure. I think that Piercing Drill is very strong, but I also think that in this current metagame, it's a bit hard to use, or maybe I just didn't have the right Pokemon to support it fully, because there were a lot of situations where if I didn't have speed control, it became really difficult. So I think there's obviously other things you can try with this Pokemon, like pairing it with Tyranitar is the obvious pairing. I actually had that initially, but didn't like the way that it felt. So yeah, like I think this is a Pokemon that's probably a little underexplored, and Piercing Drill is good, but also I don't think it's in contention. Like, I think there's a reason it's not in contention for one of the best megas in the format. That being said, it does have a lot going for it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, you should make sure you subscribe first of all, and also check out the last one, which was on Mega Crabominable if you haven't watched that one already. So thanks for watching. See you next Wednesday for another one of these battle videos. And that's it from me. Bye-bye.